Hello, welcome, nice to see you. How are you doing, everyone? Hello, Jasmine. Oh, gosh, I'm good. How are you doing? Are you all right? How are you doing? How's your week been? Oh, hello, Lynn. Nice to see you. Shelby, oh, it's nice to see you again. Welcome back. It's lovely to see you. How lovely. Kezia, very nice to see you. Happy Friday. Julesy, oh, how lovely. That's so nice. Jessica, good to see you. Welcome. San, hello. Oh no, Jasmine, you've got a chest infection. Oh, that's a bit miserable, isn't it? Oh, hello, Suzanne. Yes, of course, a hello for you. I'm just watching everything scroll through so I can say hello. Elizabeth, it's so lovely to see you. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling a bit better. You've had a bit of a week, haven't you? Oh, bless you. I can't see your name, but you said you're so lovely, you make me happy. That's so nice. San, I hope you're all right. I hope you had a good week. Yeah. I hope that you're all right, Jasmine. If you've got a chest infection, Lynn's right. You need to go and get that sorted. Go and see if you can, well, look after yourself, definitely. Definitely. Oh, thank you, San, for sending me Rose. You are lovely. And Anthony Allen, thank you for following me. How lovely. That starts off the evening nicely, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a good idea. I always think, do you know, sometimes it's just, it's a cold or it's a chesty thing, and sometimes we can get through it ourselves, can't we? But if it does keep going, it's good to get it sorted out, isn't it? Our bodies are amazing. So that's all right, Suzanne. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone. It's so nice to see you all. Happy Friday. Lindsay, so nice to see you. Thank you. Carrie, I saw your post earlier on that you were looking forward to this evening, so it's so nice to see you. I hope you're all right. I know you've had a tricky week as well. Oh, yeah, Elizabeth, I'm so glad you like. I started doing the 3 minutes, the little sort of meditation thing, and I think everyone seems to quite like it. So I'm really grateful. It's lovely to get feedback. So thank you. I'm glad you like it. Oh, Jessica, I'm glad you like that. Brown girl, let me write your question down. Is anxiety the same as a panic attack? I won't be a second and I'll be with you. It is more or less. It's just panic attack is a stronger version. So, but I've written your question down, Brown girl. And what I do, so for those of you who've not been here before, what I tend to do is I write down questions and answer like sort of 3 at a time. If you've got any questions about anxiety, about self-care, about well-being, about anything really mental health related, I'll do my best to answer them. I'm Sarah and I'm a therapist. I'm a Quest Cognitive Hypnotherapist. That's what QCH stands for. And every Friday, hopefully, most Fridays at 6, not all Fridays at 6, but mostly I do this live for an hour, just to chat really, just to have people, you know, if you fancy coming along, if you want to escape from the football for a little bit, then it's really nice to just get together really and have a chat. And I see, you know, I often see the same people coming along each week, and I see you chatting amongst each other, and it's so lovely. So if you can't stay for long, or you know, if you just popped in and you think, oh, I'm just about to go out, I always put it on my YouTube, which is Sarah Eris Therapy, and that's linked to via my profile. So if you go to my grid and just click on the link on my profile, then you can find everything. There's loads of free resources there. So, oh gosh. And so I've been feeling really low lately as my emetophobia has been taking over my whole life. I'm sorry about that. If you have a look on my profile page, there's actually a category at the bottom about emetophobia. So maybe some of those videos might help you a little bit. I hope so. It's a really horrible thing to feel, isn't it? I do feel for you. Hopefully this hour can be good for you. Oh, Nadine, it's so nice to see you. I know you've had such a tough week. It's so lovely that you're here. Just settle down, relax, and just enjoy. So, Holly, thank you ever so much. Yes, my mum. So this time last week, I had no idea that my mum was just about to be admitted into accident and emergency near where she lives. So I was I'd gone out for dinner with my husband, and I just checked my phone about 9ish, and my niece had, who lives near her, had sort of taken her into hospital because the doctor had said, "Oh, the tests you had, you know, it's you need to get to accident and emergency, and if you can't get there on your own steam, then I'll send an ambulance for you." And so our nice relaxing weekend turned into a bit of a nightmare, really. So I was awake all Friday night. I got to her about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I sort of stayed till 5 in the morning, had a couple of hours sleep, and then came back in the afternoon. But thank goodness, all is well. She's a feisty old bird, and I think she's pretty good. So thank you so much for all your support. Yes, she's good. So as part of our live, I want to also thank Jasmine and Lynn250 and Vicky Hodson as well for being my moderator. So they all work really hard in the background to keep it a really safe space, just a kind place. And if anyone's not kind, then we just delete, we block. We don't need that kind of stuff, do we? So let's have a look. So user, I can't see, 879 something, can social anxiety be caused by ADHD? So I'm not a big expert on ADHD, but I think social anxiety is the same as any anxiety, is that our nervous system believes that there's a threat around us. So I don't think it's probably not so much to do with the ADHD as the fact that for whatever reason your nervous system believes there to be a threat in certain situations. So if you have a look on my page, there's a whole thing, a series of videos about social anxiety. They might be able to help you. And if you want to know more about ADHD, there's a really good charity called Advance, ADD Vance, like Advance. It's Hertfordshire based, but got all sorts of good information there, so they might be able to help you with that. Sorry, I can't just say more, really. Let's have a look. So I'm going to answer Brown Girl's question. Let's have a look. Oh gosh, Suzanne Miskin. So you've had panic disorder for 5 years. Gosh, that's hard, isn't it? It's really such a long time. I wonder what help you've had over that time, because there's so much that we can do about anxiety. Maybe have a look on my page. There's lots of info and techniques and things that maybe might be able to help you a little bit. So I hope so. Let's see. Oh, Julesy, I'm glad you like the 3 minutes. I'm really enjoying doing it because it's nice for me. I just kind of light a candle and I just talk for 3 minutes. I don't write anything. I just say them, and it gets me into that little trancey, meditative state. So I'm glad you like them. Oh gosh, San, my brother is very ill and homeless as of this week. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's so hard. Gosh, I hope he has some sort of support. It's very difficult, isn't it, when that happens? Oh, I do feel for you and feel for him. Yes, yeah, the person, the thing, that was good advice, Lynn, to add a name in. I'll look out for you. Emily, I don't deal with bipolar. It's beyond my training, I'm afraid. I have a certain sort of area that I deal with, and any form of psychosis like bipolar, personality disorder, schizophrenia, anything like that is beyond my training, and I have to be honest about that. But I do deal with people who have anxiety, depression, fears, limiting beliefs, that sort of thing. So I'm sorry I can't help further with bipolar. So Rose, that's a good question. What is the cause of anxiety? So I'll write that one down, and I'll come back to you on that. And let's see. So Deborah, if you're looking for my page, So if you look at my photograph on, I think it's top left-hand side of this screen, you'll see there's my name, Sarah, Purple Heart Therapy, and there's a photo. If you click on that, then it will take you through to my grid. And there's loads and loads and loads and loads of videos on there, all about all different things. At the bottom of the grid, there's categories of various things: anxiety information, anxiety helpful techniques, emetophobia, social anxiety, all sorts of stuff. So go and have a look there. But on the bio, there's a little link tree. If you click on that, it takes you through to everything. You know, my YouTube, all my social media, my website, free resources, all sorts of stuff. So hopefully that's helpful. Diana from Canada, it's so lovely to see you, and I'm glad you like the 3 minutes of calm as well. So let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to answer these questions I've got, because Brown Girl, you've been waiting a while. So is anxiety the same as a panic attack? So anxiety is purely a protective response. It's because our nervous system has sensed that we are under threat, and that could be true. It could be something that, you know, is dangerous, truly dangerous, like a car speeding towards us. It could be something that we've learned is scary, like an exam or a driving test. It could be something that matches to something that's happened in our past, and we get triggered into fight or flight. So what's happening is our nervous system is sending us a message. And so this really is also answering your question, Rose, about what causes anxiety. So if you think about that, so our nervous system senses that something's wrong, and it's sending us a message: do something about this. Don't just sit there and get run over by a car, do something about this. And so that can extend into all sorts of things, including all the symptoms that you get with anxiety, which can be beating heart, changes in your breathing, feeling sick, feeling pain, all sorts of things. Now, if we don't take any notice of those symptoms, if we just keep going, then what can happen is that our nervous system goes, this person is not listening to me, I'm going to ramp things up. And so that can turn into a panic attack. So we can experience a panic attack. So I hope that makes sense. The way that I work with people is that, to me, it makes sense that if our nervous system believes us to be in danger, then what we need to do is help it to understand that we're not in danger. So we can do practical things like reframing our views and our beliefs around stuff like exams, driving tests, going into social situations, that kind of stuff. We can also lower the level of stress hormones in our system by self-care, by the techniques that I share on my page, like breathing techniques, physical techniques, because you can think until the cows come home. That's not the issue. Our rational brain knows that a lot of the time we don't need to be anxious, but it's not our rational conscious mind that's causing the issue. What's happening is that our unconscious, our nervous system is thinking, well, I'd rather be safe than sorry here. I'm gonna trigger her into fight or flight, so that they remove themselves from the situation, they fight their way out of it, or sometimes we just want to curl up in a ball, and that helps us too. So I hope that answers both of your questions, really, Brown Girl and Rose. I'm hoping that's helpful for you. Let's have a look. So I'm gonna see if there's any more questions here from people. Thank you for asking those questions. Thank you for any likes that you send, any if you want to follow me. I post every day, so I do at least one, probably 2, 3 or even 4 videos every single day, and I've been doing that for a year. I think I had a couple of weeks off when I went to Greece for some holidays, and last weekend, because my mum was ill, I didn't post. But I love this, and hopefully we've created a lovely community, helped by my lovely moderators, helped by all of you, So, oh, Nadine, bless your heart, sending me roses. You're so lovely. And what I must say is, there's a button to subscribe. Please don't subscribe. You don't need to subscribe. I've tried to remove it, and they make it. I just can't find out how to remove the subscription button. All of the stuff I do is for free. Obviously, I see clients privately, and people pay to come and see me. But all the other stuff I do is completely free. So please don't feel that you need to subscribe at all. Yeah. So I see that Omar was muted. So thank you, Lynn, for doing that. I didn't see what his comments were. But sometimes people are not very kind, are they? And as you say, Diana, sometimes anxiety is brought on by situations which we have no control over. Sometimes, anxiety is there to send us a message. And if we can do something about our situation, then that's great. But sometimes it's beyond our control. Sometimes stuff is going on for ourselves, for our family members, that is damn hard to deal with. And that anxiety is there. We can do our best to help ourselves a little bit, but we can't always get rid of it completely if you've got stuff that is very, very difficult in your life. But I think once if you can, if for example it's something like, you've got an exam, got a driving test, you're in a situation that feels dangerous, and you can get rid of that. You can have your driving test, you pass, and everything is fine. It's amazing how quickly it can go. So, but you would make a really good point there. Is that Sadia or Sadie? My eyes aren't very good, so I can't see. Sorry for that. My ex hasn't kept in touch with my daughter, and now he wants to resume, and she has anxiety, and she's only 11. Oh, bless her heart. So it's completely normal that your daughter would perhaps feel anxious around that, because it's a bit scary, isn't it? All of a sudden someone who has been in your life and then's not in your life, it's that uncertainty is really hard to cope with. And so I suppose what's important is that you really acknowledge her feelings and say it's okay to feel what she's feeling. It's okay to cry, it's okay to feel anxious. Maybe some of the techniques on my page, like the pinned one, this one can be really helpful. And lots of reassurance and cuddles and love, and so that she knows that you're a really strong, stable point for her. And yeah, hopefully over time she'll be able to feel a little bit better. Hopefully any meetings that she has with her dad can be okay. But that's a tricky situation, isn't it? It really is hard. And Carrie, looking at you, so I'm sorry that you've been diagnosed with anxiety. I think that if you look at what's going on, I think if you're diagnosed with anxiety by a doctor, then have a look at what's been going on in your life, because anxiety happens for a reason, and sometimes it's not entirely obvious. But if you look at your whole life, look at what happened in your childhood, look what happened in the last 2 or 3 years. We've all been through hell over the last 2 or 3 years, haven't we? With COVID, with cost of living crisis, and it becomes our normal. It becomes like, oh, this is just life, but it's not normal. And our brain gets to the stage where it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. So I hope you're all right, Carrie. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if there's any other questions. So Manon, let's have a look at yours. Oh, you've had depression for about 10 years now, and it's not getting any better, and I'm not sure what to do. Oh, I do feel for you. I'm going to come back to you, okay? Just writing that down. Let's see. I will come back to you, Manon. I just want to write it down, and I'll just come have a look at some other ones as well. Nadine, darling, we are all here for you. I know our whole team, we all want you to do really well. We know that life is really hard at the moment, but we so look forward to seeing you. I know that all of us look for you when you come on these lives, and we know that your week in between has been incredibly difficult. But how can we ever forget you? You and Charlie Bear, we're not ever going to forget you, and we all look forward to seeing you. So, and so Vishal, your question, Vishal Pathak. How can we deal with low mood and feeling down all the time? Okay, so that kind of links in with Manon's as well. So I'm going to come back to that. I've seen... Oh, I can't see the comment that you pinned. Okay. Let's see anymore. Yes, Elizabeth, you're right. COVID was so bad and so difficult to manage. Yeah. And we went for like nearly 2 years of not hugging people. You know, what's that about? We need that as social creatures. We need those hugs, that social connection. And so many of us have not had that for such a long time. And it's just beginning to come back. But many of us are still a bit scared about that. And, that does have an effect on our nervous system. So, let's see. And San, so tips about feeling lost, not having a home place. Okay. So let me come back to Manon. So what I want you, what I was going to say is, for any of you who are joining this evening, thank you so much for being here. I imagine that we're none of us are football lovers, are we? So we've all escaped from a little while from the World Cup. But thank you for being here. My name is Sarah, and I do these lives every Friday, 6 o'clock UK time, helped by Jasmine and Lynn 250 and by Nadine. Nadine, look, I can see your thing there. And what I meant to say, Nadine, it's lovely to see you, helped by Vicky Hodson as well as moderators. So I'm here to answer questions and just for us to have a community, have a chat about how our week's been. So Manon said that you've been suffering from depression for 10 years and you're not sure what to do. So it's really hard, isn't it? When depression, I think, is a very difficult thing to live with. And I had depression, postnatal depression, when my children were little. And I know when you're in it, it feels you just don't have the energy. It really is that black cloud that comes over you. And there can seem to be no point in anything at all. And yet, if you can grasp a tiny bit of hope, if you can start to make connections, that can begin to change. I know I always talk about this, but the book Lost Connections by Johann Hari, I'll just grab it off my bookcase. So this is a really great book. It's so interesting, and there's actually lots of he's done lots of research, and so there's lots of what do you call them? God, what's the word you call it? References in the back of this for further reading. But he talks about connection and about how so many of us have lost connection over our lives, that we're on social media, we don't have real strong physical connection, we don't connect with nature anymore, we don't have purpose in our lives anymore, and that's really hard. And I think when you are really down, when you're depressed, we just go round and around in that negative loop, and our world gets smaller and smaller, and we just don't really want to do anything. I can remember thinking, what is the point? What is the point? Who would miss me? Who would care if I wasn't here anymore? And the most important thing is to reach out, and to reach out to the right people, because you can be seeing someone, you can be seeing a therapist, see your doctor, be given antidepressants, and you can think, well, is this it? Is this all there is? But actually, perhaps you've just not found the right person yet. And so it is well worth keeping going, because at some point, hopefully, you can find someone who can really help you to get into a system, a recipe for life that can help you. So, let's see. I'm just trying to see. I can't. It's really weird. I can see that people are pinning comments, but I can't see the comments that are being pinned. So, yeah, my apologies for that. So that book by Johann Hari is Hari with an H. Thank you, San, for posting the title. Sorry, I've lost my thought. I've lost my thought track. It's been a long day. I've been doing my accounts. So, yeah, I mean, it just sounds a bit. I'm just sitting here, Manon, thinking to myself, it just sounds a bit sort of weak and awful. Me saying, "Oh, keep going and keep reaching out," because I'm sure that you have done all those things for years and years. I think that it can make a difference, though. It's like we take action. To be able to take action, I think if you think of our emotional well-being as being like a ladder, and Vishal, this is also really for you, talking about low mood, is that if you think of our emotional well-being and that we're on a ladder, and when we're at the top of our ladder, all is well. We're in flow, we're happy and contented, we're relaxed, we're having fun, we're with people that we love, we have energy to do the stuff that we want to do. And sometimes something happens, and I don't know what it might be for you, Manon or Vishal, or anyone else who's struggling at the moment, but it will be individual to each of you. It may well be something that happened when you were a child. It may well be something more recent. It could be anything, but it's made your nervous system realise that there's threat for you. And we can slip down to the middle part of our ladder where, although we're aware of threat, we're still able to take action, and that can be the place where anxiety lives. But also what we can do is that we can slide all the way to the bottom of our ladder, and where freeze and flop lives. And depression can quite often be that bottom part of our ladder where all we want to do is just curl up in a ball and have the world go away. I hope that makes sense. And what happens is that it's about finding the ability to begin to take action. And that can be one tiny thing. If you're able to take action for 5 seconds or 5 minutes, that's a start. Anything more than nothing is something. But I think the most important thing is to don't struggle alone. I think that's I'm sorry if I'm not being that helpful with that. My apologies, but I truly believe that you can come through this, even if, for me, I think to begin to be able to know what are the triggers that make you feel worse, what are the glimmers of light that help you to feel better, and to understand that you don't have to be stuck in a certain place all the time. It's much more about realising that there's a constant flow up and down, and that to notice the times when things are a little bit better, perhaps to start writing down your best moment of each day, and that begins to change your focus so that you're looking for, okay, this has been a difficult day, but what were the good points of my day? Because there will be points that perhaps were a little bit better than others. So I hope that helps, and I hope that helps you, Vishal, as well. But that book is really good. I think Lost Connections can be really helpful to have a read of. That's okay, Manon. I just feel for you because I know how I felt when I had postnatal depression. And, you know, I think Alistair Campbell, I really like Alistair Campbell and the stuff that he does around depression, because he suffers from depression and he has times where, you know, he's good, you know, he's going through a good space. And then there are other times when he plunges down into that darkness. And I think he's well worth reading and well worth listening to, because at least it helps you realise that you're not alone, and it helps you begin to see that it's not just all dark or all grey, that there is light and shade to it. So I hope that helps a little bit. Thank you, Sam. You're very kind. I do doubt myself sometimes. I come on these lives and I think, oh God, is anyone going to be here? And am I dull? Am I? Don't take any notice of me. I'm fine. I'm fine. So, let's see. Thank you for following me. I really appreciate that. Oh, Vishal, I'm so glad that it's okay. Jodie, gosh, I'm sorry. You have anxiety after working in the ambulance service. You know, what you do is incredible. People who work in the ambulance service. I mean, I spent all night in A&E last Friday night with my mum, and it was like a war zone. It was horrendous. And, you know, we were very, very lucky that we managed to go in there. You know, she had a long wait, but she had a good bed. She actually got a bed in a cubicle, not on a ward. You know, I took her out of there because she could have been here still now if we were waiting for a bed. But, you know, for you to have that in your life, day in, day out, to be seeing the things that you see, you know, and I'm not sure that maybe you get the support that you need. The emergency services, I know I have a lot of colleagues who are police and ex-police, and I know that the stuff that they've been through, and they don't get the support. You're just expected to be really strong and really brave and just get on with it, and that's not right, because no one can do that. No human being can just keep going and keep going. We have to look after ourselves, be kind to ourselves, and reach out and talk about what's going on for us. So yeah, so you got diagnosed with PTSD 4 months ago. Are you getting help for what's going on for you? Because, you know, really, it's not something that you want to be struggling with by yourself. Because all of these things, if you get the right help, you totally can begin to come out the other side of it and feel so different. So, you know, please, if you haven't got the right help, do seek that and make them give it to you because it's just so important. Let's see. Thank you, Jasmine. Bless your heart. Are you cycling tonight, Jasmine? Jasmine is one of my moderators, and Jasmine gets on her exercise bike while she's busy moderating and helping and being such a lovely, kind person. She's also cycling, and it always amazes me. So let's see. So. Oh, Zoe, I'm so chuffed. Thank you. I'm really pleased. And I think a Friday, it's quite nice to have these lives, like 6 o'clock on a Friday, and we've all made it through the week. And hopefully, I always think, you know, like when I started in therapy, I just thought to myself, do you know what? Because I doubted myself, and I still do at times, you know. I just thought to myself, if I can help one person, that's all that matters, you know. And I know that I've helped, you know, at least one person, and so we're all the same. Like all of you being on here, I can see that, you know, you being so kind to one another. Your comment that you make to another person on here can make their day. They can feel seen, they can feel heard. So even if I might not pick up on comments because they just fly through, you know, the fact that you've been kind to someone else, that gives them that burst of oxytocin, you know, that sense of someone sees me, someone hears me, and that's what I love about this community. So thank you for all of you for being part of this. Let's see. Oh, the book name, Susan, Lost Connections by Johann Hari. Okay. So can you see that? I don't know if you've seen that, Susan, but that's what it is. Let's see. So let's see. How have you been this week? How's your self-care been? What have you been up to self-care wise? Because it's really Naomi Monks, how long is the live for? I've only popped in once. So the live goes from 6 till 7, so it's an hour. And if you miss it, or if you're off to do something, go to the pub or something like that, then it will be on my YouTube, Sarah Aries Therapy, if you want to catch up with it. So subscribe to my YouTube, it's all free. Yeah, and it's Johann Hari with a H, San. Thank you for posting that, Johann Hari. Let's see. So yeah, what have you been doing self-care wise? Because it's really nice to give our focus to the good stuff. What's been the best moments of your week? I mean, my best moments was seeing my mum getting well again, and being able to breathe. It's always a good thing, isn't it? And today, for my self-care, I was thinking, it's a beautiful day, blue skies, sunshine. I'm going to finish my work and write all my word weaves for my clients, do my finances, and I'm going to go out this afternoon for a lovely long walk in the sunshine. Well, that never happened because it just took longer than I thought. But I went out tonight and I went for a walk in the dark. It was so beautiful. And everyone's Christmas lights were on, and I was being really nosy about everyone's, what people were doing. There was a lovely family. One of my favourite houses. I sound like a stalker, but I'm not. And they were sitting there having their dinner in this lovely house that they've just moved into. And I thought, oh, it's so nice. Anyway, so what have you been up to? Tell me what your best moments in your self-care have been this week, because I'm just nosy and interested. So let's see. Oh, thank you, Susan. You're so lovely. Oh, so boundaries with Nicole. Oh, that's a lovely one. Those like little doves and things flew there, Nadine. Thank you. Boundaries with Nicole. I went on a 2-day vacation with my husband for your anniversary. Oh, well, that sounds good. But then you say, now I'm overstimulated. Well, I hope you can have a nice calming weekend then. But I'm glad you got to go away. That's so cool. Let's see. Hang on, I can't see your name, and I'm gonna Farm Girl. Oh, it's nice to see you. And Jen Dodd, nice to see you too. So Farm Girl, I put my childhood picture on my phone to remind me to have grace for myself. Oh, that's so lovely. I love that. I often say to my clients, to use a screensaver as something beautiful. Like when you have that feeling like of calm in your heart or happiness, what does that remind you of? If there was a picture, if there was a colour, if there was a shape that reminded you of that feeling of calm, of happiness, put that on your screensaver so that you always get reminded, you get that little boost of loveliness every time you open your phone. But I like that. Oh, and Jasmine, you missed your Monday pamper. You were asleep. Oh, bless you, because you've not been so well. Oh, well, I'm glad you were sleeping. That's good. Zoe, you just cleaned the dishes whilst listening and popped on a face mask. I love that. That's so good. I mean, doing the dishes, you just get a big tick and you get that burst of dopamine because you're like, oh, I've done it. It's great. Everything looks nice and clean. And face mask, I love it. Do you know, I might do that myself. I might, after this live, I'll put a face mask on because I know I've got one upstairs. That's a great idea. Manon, I've been spending stupid money on Starbucks to make myself feel better. Oh, I totally get that. I love, there's a really nice coffee shop in town, and I walk in there and like I treat myself to a oat milk chai latte, which is like so first world, isn't it? But oh my God, I love it so much. So I get that. I totally get that. And sometimes I'm like where I work, when I see clients face to face, there's there's a bakery downstairs, and they do like the best cakes. I'm not really a sweet tooth person, but they do flapjacks that I have to fight not to have them, and sometimes I have them anyway. So I get that. Diana in Canada. So you've been poorly, but you're looking forward to seeing your grandkids. So that's really, oh, that's so lovely. That's really nice. So nice. And Jasmine, your best part was going Christmas shopping and for lunch yesterday. I love this. I love seeing what you've all been up to. Michelle Kitch, it's so nice to see you. I hope you're all right, my lovely. I've been to the Christmas market today, and that's been your self-care. How nice. That's a nice thing to do. I love that. Oh, and San, glad to have been there for my brother to help him. It gave you a great feeling. I love that. I'm so sorry about your brother. I've got your thing here about feeling lost. I'm just kind of mulling it over in my head. I will answer. I'm just having a look through here. Elizabeth Malmros baked Christmas cookies and decorated my apartment with candles and flowers and Christmas lights. Oh, I love that. That's so nice. So nice. Oh, Nadine, they were butterflies. I thought they were doves, but I love the butterflies. Thank you. Let's see. Naomi, that's so nice of you. Yeah, so Zoe, is it for Black Friday? I don't really like Black Friday. I mean, I suppose it's good in a way, isn't it? That you know, it's at least it makes things cheaper. But this whole thing about consumerism and you've got to buy. I don't like that. I don't like that either. So, Jen Dodge, you connected with an old friend and it made you feel so happy. I love that. That's so nice. So good. Oh gosh, I can't see. Oh, blind myself with my glasses. Callie 223. I do that as well. I'm going to the hairdressers tomorrow. It's tricky as a microphobic one. I hope you really enjoy the hairdressers. Maybe use some of my techniques. Maybe some of the breath techniques can help you get there and have a really nice relaxing experience. Susan, decorating for Christmas and spending time with family, watching movies. We should have a Christmas party. Maybe Friday before Christmas. Well, maybe I could do that. I don't know. I think I'm going to be on holiday, but in December we'll have a Christmas party. I'll put on my Christmas lights and stuff. Oh dear. And Michelle, you've been painting your pebbles this week, which helped with your self-care. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's so good, Farm Girl. I love that. It's a really, really nice thing that you've done that with your phone. And Lynn 250. Lynn is my moderator and you just work so hard, but you do resin, beautiful things, beautiful gifts that I've seen on your TikTok that you share and you give to people. It's so nice, really lovely. Oh, and my 3 minutes are calm. I love that you love that. That's cool. Cool, excellent. Ah. Yeah, Christmas party. That would be good, wouldn't it? We'll do it. We'll have a Christmas party. So even though I can't see you, so it's not fair. I can't see you, you can all see me, but I'll put on my Christmas jumper and we'll have some Christmas-like candles and stuff. And then you can perhaps all join me and we'll have like a mince pie or a bit of Christmas chocolate Yule log and a little hot chocolate. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be so nice. That would be good. Oh, Vic W's. That's so nice to see you. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Yeah. Vic, lucky to have been surrounded by supportive and lovely, positive people this week. Light in the shade. Yeah, but you know, Vic W, you are such a lovely, kind, supportive person. So I'm glad that you have people around you who are equally kind and supportive. That's so nice. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Cool. So let me answer San's question here. So San was talking about how do you, I'm imagining that maybe this is for your brother, that sense of feeling lost. And it's a really difficult question, isn't it? It's Vicky Hodson. Hello, gorgeous girl. It's so nice to see you. I hope you're doing all right. Really nice to have you here. Yeah, for your brother San. So it's so difficult, isn't it? I mean, so San, you're saying that your brother is become homeless and is really ill. It's such a difficult thing for him to be going through. And that sense of being lost. I think having you in his life is probably a massive, massive thing for him. Now, I don't know if he's homeless and, on the streets or homeless and sort of sofa surfing, staying with friends and family. Obviously, oh gosh, he's become blind. Gosh, that's so hard. So I would say, for him to be able to reach out to maybe to charities, if he's becoming blind, then maybe to reach out to charities such as the RNIB, the Royal National Institute for the Blind, if he's in the UK, because they will have lots of resources. That sense of feeling lost is, I think, probably the best thing is connection with other human beings, with people that he knows that he loves and that love him and he can trust. So he's in a room in a halfway house at the moment, so it's difficult to have that connection, isn't it? So I think that he's obviously going to be going through a really hard time. All you can do is all you can do, San, to perhaps to support him in just the best way that you can, but you also have to support yourself. He's an adult and he has to take responsibility for himself in lots of ways. And if there are people that are perhaps even closer, if he has a partner or if he has close friends that can help him, that would be great. But charities are amazing that can help in these circumstances. And if, as much as possible, just the simple things like keeping warm, keeping fed, drinking water, that sort of thing, just to understand that this is a temporary time that he's going through, because hopefully he can come through this really, really difficult time and begin to feel more connected, to feel safer. And sometimes maybe some of the techniques that I share might be able to help him. The physical, like this technique, the tapping perhaps might be able to help him. Maybe the breathing techniques if he's in a particularly difficult place, because I talk, even if you can't see the videos, I talk you through how to do everything. So I hope that helps a little bit. Oh gosh, I feel for him, and I feel for you too, because it's a very difficult thing to have someone in your life that you want to support, but we can't always support in the way that we really want to. So big I love that. Big L and friends. Big L and friends. Hey Sarah, what did you study to become a therapist? So fortunately, to become the sort of therapist that I am, which is a quest cognitive hypnotherapist, what you need to do is kind of be the right type of person. So the Quest Institute is where I studied, and that is, you can have a look at that through my profile link. But it's in London, and I studied for just under a year to become a Quest cognitive hypnotherapist. It's a course where it's when I did it, it was completely hands-on. You went to the institute for your learning. Now I have to say that I am the training manager there now. I work co-teaching with Trevor Sylvester, who's the founder of QCH, and we train students over 11 months, and it's so you get a qualification called the HPD, which is Hypnotherapy and Practice Diploma, which is sort of, hypnotherapy in the UK is difficult because it's not really regulated. So you could do a weekend course and say you're a hypnotherapist, but we are all, and I'm a member of the CNHC, which is a government recognised site, or what's it called, like association really. It's the Complementary and Natural Healthcare Council. So you have to be of a certain standard to be a member of that. I went on to do another just under a year to become a master practitioner, and that was nearly 8 years ago, and I do at least 2 trainings every year to learn more and to gain more techniques to help me. So I work with a certain number of things. I work with anxiety, people who have anxiety, people who have depression, people who have fears and limiting beliefs, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't work with other things that, such as people who are suffering from psychoses, that sort of thing. That is above and beyond my training. So the sort of people who'd be able to help with that are perhaps some counsellors, psychologists, psychotherapists, psychiatrists, that sort of people. And I'm kind of the notch below them, but I can still do a lot of good work, and so can my colleagues. They work amazingly with all sorts of things, addiction, and trauma, all sorts of stuff. So let's have a little look through. Vicky Hudson, my one of my moderators, big hand, Vicky, congratulations, because after things were going a bit pear-shaped and then you got a place at uni, and I'm just so chuffed for you. It's wonderful, and I know all of us on here would be like popping bottles of champagne for you, because it's such a brilliant thing. So you're going to be going to uni and doing that, so I'm so happy for you. Let's see. Let me have a look. So it's 10 to 7, so not long left. Let's have a look. I'm just seeing if there's any questions here. So Nadine, I know you've had a really difficult week, but I really want you to keep going, and I'm sending you just the biggest hug, and I know that the whole team is doing that. Do try and eat a little bit, and as Vicky's saying there, see if you can get your team to help you, because you know there's loads of those sort of milkshakey things that you can have just to get some nutrients into you, because sometimes we don't feel like eating, do we? But you know, keep going. We are all here for you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next Friday, because I know that over time things can get better and better for you. And it's just about keeping going, just small steps, and we are never going to give up on you. We are always going to be here for you, okay? And we look forward to seeing you. So let's have a look. I can see this here. So Vic is saying emotional freedom technique. Yeah, what was the question? I'm just seeing. Scrolling through. Yeah, so as part of the work that I do, and some of the things that are shared on my profile page, which is, if you're new here or if you're just thinking, oh well, I wonder what she does, there's lots of techniques on the page, including EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, and that there's sort of little tutorials of how to do that. That can be really helpful and really calming. If you've not tried it, go and have a little look. There's physical techniques that I share, breath techniques, and also thoughts around anxiety information, because I think quite often we can be told by mainstream, not all mainstream, but maybe the message that we've had through time is that we're broken, that there's something wrong with us, and you know, we are fundamentally as people maybe not good enough, or we're never going to get better. But we can get better. We absolutely can, because the reason that we feel anxiety, the reason that we're depressed, is for a reason. Stuff will have happened in our lives, and all the newest research shows us that it's not a chemical imbalance in your brain. You may have a chemical imbalance in your brain because of the fact that you're suffering from anxiety or depression, but it's not the cause of you feeling those ways. The cause of you feeling anxiety or depression is because of trauma that you've been through in your life. Whether that's when you were a baby, whether you remember it or not, your nervous system remembers, and your nervous system is doing its best to protect you. So it's so important that you reach out for help to someone who understands that that's the case, that it's about finding out, what is this thing, what has made you feel this way, what has triggered you into this protective behaviour, because that's what all of these things are. Phobias, fears, limiting beliefs, anxiety, depression, all of these things are protective behaviours, and a behaviour can be changed. It's not about who we are fundamentally, it's about what we've been through. And it makes sense to me, and I hope it makes sense to you, that we can change behaviour. And when we change our behaviour, we start to think, look at me, I am a person who can live a good life. I am worthy, I am enough. So I hope you agree with me. I probably, if you're still here listening, then hopefully you do. Oh, bless you, Elizabeth. You're so kind. Um, let's have a look. So we're nearly finishing, coming to the end of this, and I've seen people who have been sort of subscribing to my YouTube channel and also asking for various resources, and that's great. I will get onto that. Maybe not this evening. I'm going to go and have a face mask and watch the England game in a minute. But I promise you, I always answer. If you ask for anything, as long as you've got the right email, then I'll always send you what you ask for, and I'll do my best for you. So, and I will post this on my YouTube channel later on this weekend. Oh, good. So, Big L and friends, I'm glad that's helped you. Let's have a look. So, gosh. Yeah, San says there is definitely a way out. And it's really difficult, isn't it? So when you're looking for a therapist, I think it's really important perhaps to look for a trauma-informed therapist to find... Oh, Nadine, bless you. You're so kind. Thank you, my lovely. I think it's so important because there are so many therapists out there and not all of them are trauma-informed. Not all of them understand. Some people are working on old information that, that you've got some sort of imbalance or something wrong with you. And once you start to realise that, someone who's trauma-informed, someone who understands that this is about finding out what's happened, reframing it, helping you to have tools to live your life in a way that is connected and kind, that can make such a world of difference. And there's so many different therapists out there. I see there Heather saying, perhaps looking for a person-centered therapist. There's so many different types, and it's just about finding what's right for you. On the counselling directory, they have a really good article talking through what are all the different types of counsellors and what they do, how they approach things. If you go on to through my Quest Hub or the Quest Institute, you can see the sort of work we do as Quest cognitive hypnotherapists. And if you look at people who, I'm trying to think of anyone particularly that I could sort of signpost you towards. But I think that's the main thing I'd say. Trauma-informed therapists, people who know about this stuff, that are up to date with their training, and people that are kind, people that you click with, because you can go and see someone for ages, and if you don't click with them, how are you going to ever open up and be able to trust them? That's what it comes down to, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you, Vic. That's really nice of you. So Vicky Hodson, that's just such a good point, and I was kind of thinking of you there, is that, Vicky had a difficult experience. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I'm not going to go into any details, so don't worry at all. But, I think many people, perhaps here and now in this community who are listening, have been through really difficult experiences with therapists, and you tend to think, well, God, if this is what therapists are like, why am I going to bother? Because they're awful. They don't see me, they don't hear me, they don't care about me. And that is that was just that one therapist. If you can find someone who is a good therapist, it can change your life. And I went to see a therapist. That's the whole reason I trained to be a therapist, is I found someone who absolutely changed my life. Not only because they helped me to get over a fear that I had, but they also made me realise I want to do this for other people, So please don't give up. If any of you have had a bad experience with a therapist, A, you should always be able to tell your therapist, this is not working for me. And B, you can walk away. You don't have to carry on at all, but do have that conversation first, because perhaps they don't understand, perhaps they don't realise that that's how you're feeling. It's important to communicate. And I'm so happy for you, Vicky, that you're in that good place now. It's lovely. So, oh, Debbie Rivard, it's so nice to see you. I hope you're doing all right. It's really lovely to see you. So, okay, so I'm going to kind of draw things to a close. I'm going to go and sit in front of the fire and go and watch the England match. I don't know why really, but maybe read my book and put a face mask on. But I hope that you're all right. Look after yourselves. If life is hard right now, keep going and come back to us next Friday, because it's so lovely to see you. It's just lovely to have you all here as part of this community. I hope that you've enjoyed this evening. Thank you so much to Jasmine and Lynn250, to Vicky Hodson for being here to moderate, to keep this a safe and friendly place, and for all of you who've helped each other in the ways that you do, because I sort of see your comments and the way that you chat with one another and the helpful hints that you give to one another, and that is just as important as anything I might say. So if you followed me, if you sent me likes, if you sent me flowers and butterflies and things like that, then I'm just so grateful. It's lovely. It's just such a nice thing that you've done. And the next live will be next Friday. That's 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock UK time. You are very, very welcome to come along. I will post it so you can register for free. I'll set a reminder at some point in the week so you can set yourself a reminder. And yeah, it'll be lovely to see you. I'll look out for you all during the week. You know, I know lots of you leave lots of great comments and ask questions during the week, and I always try hard to respond and chat to all of you, because I feel like I know so many of you now. It's weird because I know what some of you look like, but I don't know what all of you look like. But thank you for being here, and I'm going to stay just for a little bit longer just to properly say goodbye. But you take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Have a lovely weekend. Have a good week, and I will see you next Friday. Take care. Let's have a look. Thank you, Diana. Have a beautiful weekend, you too. Oh, Maddie, it's so nice to see you. Maddie S. Wright, how are you doing? Joining us from America. It's lovely to see you. I didn't realise you were here. I'm so sorry. It's lovely to see you. You take care. Elizabeth Malmos, you take care. Have a lovely weekend. I'm sure I'll see you over the weekend. Take care. Manon, take care. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you for being here, Vicky Hodson. It's lovely. And I'm so chuffed with your uni and everything. Oh, Carrie, you take care over there in Ireland. Look after yourself. Have a lovely weekend. Oh, big hugs to you, Diana, too. Heather, thank you so much for being here. It's been lovely to see you. You take care. Michelle Kitch, so nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you for being here, because, you know, you're just a big part of the support network that we've got. You take care. See you next Friday, hopefully. Oh, big hugs all around everyone. Cheerio, Vic W. It's really nice to see you. I hope you have a good week. I hope that all those good, kind people continue to support you through the week. Keep going, yeah. See you next time. Lovely. Aww. Nadine, my lovely, see you next week. I hope you have a good week. I hope it's a better week than this week has been, but try and eat something, just look after yourself, and we're always here. We will be looking forward to seeing you next week, sending you hugs. All right. Oh, and what's that? I'm imagining Haruchi. Cheerio, you take care. All right. Happy Friday, everyone. Cheerio.